Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight's story is the story of the Weremaid. You have heard of mermaids, which are women, half fish. Well, this was a half woman, half worm, a Weremaid. And she lived underground, where the worms live. And she was the youngest of 7 daughters. And she wanted more than anything else to be a real person with legs. And she would crawl through the dirt and poke her little head up and watch all the boys and girls playing on their legs in the grass in the yard. And she went, I wish I could be like one of them. And she saw a young man that she really liked. She thought he was so handsome. She thought he was the bee's knees. Do you know what the bee's knees are? Apparently bee's knees are fairly awesome. Because when you say something is the bee's knees, it's really cool. And so she thought this guy was really cool. And she fell in love with him while she was watching him, which is super creepy, and don't do that. But that's what the Weremaid did. And she said, I wish I could be where the people are, and to run around on like my 2 legs and not be half worm anymore. And so there was a little mite. It said, why you do this? Why you not be happy as a Weremaid? And she said, no, I want to have legs. And I want to be with like him. Because I really like him. And so the Weremaid went and found a dirt witch.
Dirt witch?
Do you remember the sea witch? This was a dirt witch. And the dirt witch said, I can give you legs, but if I do, I'll have to take your voice. She didn't laugh like that. Nobody would give you anything if you laughed like that, right? So she laughed like that on the inside, where the Weremaid couldn't hear it. And the Weremaid said, fine, I'll sign the contract. And she signed it. And her worm tail turned into legs. Whoosh. And so she climbed out of the dirt. And she said to the boy that she really liked, it's me! Except she couldn't say anything because her voice was gone. So all this guy saw was this weird girl come up out of the ground in his backyard and go, just like that. And you know what he said? He said, ah! Zombie! Ah! And the police came and took her away. And the moral of the story is, if you're a Weremaid, maybe it won't work out the same for you as it did for the mermaid. Weremaid. Yeah. Half worm, half maid. Weremaid.
No. Mermaid.
Exactly. Not a mermaid. Weremaid. So don't be like the Weremaid. Be happy with who you are. All right?
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.